What's up, guys? Chatty CRC back with you. And I know many of us have been venturing into that 6-inch mid-range, long-range type of world, and might be considering that move to 5S. I know I was a little hesitant, but all of our components can pretty much handle 5S, and most of them can handle 6S power now. So after watching a lot of the people that know what they're doing, have been flying 5S for a while, I decided to, hey, give it a try. And honestly, I will never go back. 4S still has its place with some of my quads, just because I just think that it just flies great with 4S, so why mess with it? But when you're dealing with 6-inch props, 7-inch, well, at least 6-inch props, 5S is definitely the sweet spot. So when I went battery shopping, I looked at all the different manufacturers that are out there, and a lot of people have been using the Pyrodrone. I think they're labeled Who Cares 5S because they're made and kind of sent to a bunch of different people. And then there's also, of course, our friends Chinahobbyline. Now, I had really good success with the Chinahobbyline 4S packs that I bought a while ago when they first came out, and a lot of people were ranting and raving about them, and still are. For the best, they're really good bang for the buck. They perform well, and these Pyrodrone 1600s perform well as well. So let's take a look at both of them here, and we'll get a little bit more into detail. This is a 1300 graphene type of pack, and if we bring over the scale here, we can see that it weighs 222 grams. The Pyrodrone 1600 5S weighs 232. So a little bit lighter. The Chinahobbyline is at 1300 versus this 1600, but again, this is a graphene type of pack. Now, as far as build quality and everything, these still have the bad shrink that you can see is rips up and everything like that. Usually I just wait till they get to a point and then I re-shrink them, so not a big deal. One thing, this has kind of an odd shape compared to your normal pack. You can have it sitting this way or that way, whichever way you want to. On some quad, it depends on what quad I'm flying. This is just your general size that will fit pretty much either way. One thing that I do appreciate a little bit is that the balance lead on this is a lot longer than this one, as you can tell, and sometimes having too long of a balance lead stinks, but in this case, you don't have to worry about it getting in the props, but it really makes it hard to use on the balance charger because you can see it's kind of short when you get everything plugged in there like that. So I can't do the flippy flop with 2 on this side and 2 on that side. Performance wise, I would say I am more happy with the Chinahobbyline 1300. And I don't know if it's because it's the graphene chemistry that's built into there or not, but I have been getting pretty much the same flight time with that 1300 pack as I am with the 1600 Pyrodrone pack. They both feel pretty good as far as the consistent power curve throughout the flight. These do drop like a hammer, and these I've noticed that usually one cell will drop a little bit faster than some of the others, which will trigger the low battery alarm. So I usually fly them down to like 17 volts anyway. You know, don't really care. They bounce back pretty hard. But the China hobby lines have definitely seemed to have taken a lot more abuse as far as that goes. I abused the 4S ones and never had a problem with them. I've landed this as low as, I think, 11.5 volts, maybe 12 volts, and it's recovered back up to 17.5 volts and been ready to charge anyway. So for the price, I definitely would recommend both of them. I would probably have to give a little bit more of a thumbs up to this 1300 China hobby line, just because of the longer balance wire makes it less fussy. Some people might like the size a little bit better since you could top mount it a little bit easier. This is not that much wider, so it top mounts fine as well. Got Velcro on the bottom of both of them. But, you know, 1600 versus 1300, I guess really it comes down to who has them in stock and how much you want to pay at that time. But right now I'm pretty happy with both of them. I'm definitely happier with I think the 1300, and I'm just super happy about 5S. I don't see myself building a 4S rig ever again. So that's going to do it. Hopefully this helps answer some of the questions for you guys. Talk to you later.